Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. So we're going to be breaking down two new trailers for House of the Dragon. If you didn't catch them, House of Dragon came out with, two new trailers, one from the black side and one from the green side. Highlights both of their points of view. I think it was actually a really good marketing technique to put two trailers out from opposing sides, because some people are on the green side and some people are on the black side. So I thought today we're going to combine the trailers, talk about both of them in one video, and break it down, look at Easter eggs you might have missed, theorize, and just talk about the trailers. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we start, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're excited for Hot D. Let's jump into the video. To remind you all of last season, the final ends where Aemond and Lucerys are on Dragonback, fighting, ultimately leading to the death of Lucerys and his dragon. I will note in the book, Aemond supposedly doesn't feel regret. However, in the show, he does for at least a certain amount of time. The final shot of season 1, last episode, was a close-up of Rhaenyra finding out that her son is passed, and this takes place right after that. So let's start with the black trailer.
Fight for our queen!
The trailer starts off with a classic Targaryen funeral for Luke, where they burn their dead beloved ones, as seen in season 1. This is basically a cremation. Following this is a dragon flying over an island with someone on it. The dragon seems to look like Rhaenyra's, as it has the same coloring that Rhaenyra's does. Rhaenyra is narrating the trailer, saying it's supposed to be her throne, as it was her father's wish when he was alive, and is still his decision until death. She goes on to say Alicent's son is sitting on her throne, and she will go to war for it back. She is wearing her father's crown in the trailer, and in both trailers you will see a point made by either side declaring war. Moving on in the trailer, the next to narrate is Rhaenyra's son Jace, saying that the realm will soon tear itself apart if men do not remember the oath sworn to King Viserys. While he's speaking, we see Rhaenyra going to her dragon, and what looks like men in the forest marching like angry mobs. Next is a quick shot of what looks like Winterfell, where we see a shot of Cragen Stark, who was played by Tom Taylor. We love to see a Stark, and I think he'll be a big role in pledging to the Blacks. After this, there's some quick battling scenes that happen in both trailers. We're going to see them, and we're just kind of skim over them, but there's a lot of them, so I believe there's going to be a big battle at some point in this season, something that we really could remember, like a Battle of the Bastards or something like that. The next to narrate is Corlys Velaryon, claiming that the Hightower are marching, and that the beasts need to be crushed at its head. We see some shots of him saying this to Rhaenyra, while getting a glimpse of Aemond and Otto Hightower. There's a few scenes of Daemon, who looks like he's marching at the battle, storming a castle in the rain in full armor. He's narrating to the Hightowers that their terms are very simple: renounce the false king and bend the knee to the queen, or the house burns. The false king being Aegon, who Alicent put there after the original king passes. Immediately after, soldiers are on horseback running into battle into a forest. We see a quick shot of Rhaenyra Targaryen on Dragonback, who we know to be Daemon and Laena Velaryon's daughter. That's one of two girls. We hear Rhaenyra Targaryen say, when the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten, we will not even remember what began the war in the first place. We see a shot of her and then Rhaenyra, which leads to me to believe she is telling all of this to her. Aegon then hits something or someone, and then someone flying on Vhagar, who we assume is Aemond. Daemon is shouting, "We fight for our queen," while we see a quick glimpse of one of the twins bearing their sword onto someone. I'll think forward here to assume this is Eric with an E, as he's the one who sided with Rhaenyra, so it makes sense that he would be in this trailer, but he also was in the other trailer, so it could be either of them, but I think it's Eric. Rhaenyra is seen looking over the edge of the castle, and then a shot of her in her quarters with a narration saying, "I fear what I've begun," followed by a shot of Daemon's dragon screeching. There's a theme to both these trailers that at how they end, but we'll get to that a little later on. Let's jump over to the green trailer now.
For the one true King Aegon!
Alicent kicks off the trailer saying only a few weeks ago her husband was the king and they had peace. As we know that season 2 will take place directly after 1 and there will be no time jump, so this makes sense that she's saying this. She is narrating this part, it seems, whilst talking to the foot fetish guy, her father, Otto Hightower. We see some quick shots of things we saw in the first teaser trailer, like the king taking his throne back, that being Aegon. As well as, I assume, since this is the green trailer, Arik, the brother of Eric with an A, the twins, because he pledged to her side gearing up to face the dragons with the weapons they have. So perhaps there will be, again, a big battle that will see even some dragons' death with how many weapons they're preparing. These trailers, I have to add, are so cool because they highlight both sides' points of view, which is important to the show and the lore. It's, again, excellent marketing by the House of Dragon team. I just have to give it up to them. Otto says that they seek redemption rather than what's good for the realm, which could possibly be the case for Team Black. Aegon now supports his helmet with his crown almost infused in it. I don't know if it's placed on it, but it looks kind of infused. At least the gem is. He, of course, is speaking to what I believe to be Larys Strong, who's been working in the shadows throughout the show. And we cut to the dragon that I'm not exactly sure who it is. Let me know down below who you think it is. The dragons in these breakdowns are always the hardest to really understand. I just want to point that out. Alicent tells Aegon he has no idea the sacrifices made for him to be on that throne. There's an almost preview between Aemond and Daemon, and there's soon to be rivalry because they focus on the scene between these two characters. Aemond says his uncle is a challenge he welcomes, which of course is his uncle being Daemon. We've seen a few shots in the other trailer of Daemon marching into battle and almost storming a castle, so this could be where Daemon and his men almost ambush the king. Aemond, of course, is speaking with Sir Criston Cole. Now, spoilers from the book. There's people throwing things like it looks like grains and such, and Alicent is in a veil that will be taking place after the famous, and I'm sure you may have heard of the mention of this, blood and cheese moments in the book. Let me know if you want me to come up with a video going over the premise of that, because it will be a big part in the season, and I just think we should prepare, because apparently it's really, really horrific. I know a little bit about it. I'm trying to keep spoilers to a minimum, but I will cover it if you guys want me to, so let me know down below. Otto says the path to victory is violence when the King Aegon says, good, to war then. This goes back to what I said earlier in the video, that both sides in their respective trailer will declare war on the other side in some way. I do wonder if this will play any way into what actually started the war first, and who started the war first. I'm just speculating like someone who knows very little from the book. Throughout both trailers, there are some action shots of what looks to be a battle between the two sides, like I've said, and Aegon walks with two new characters that I hear are fresh characters and are not from the book in any way. Their names I may butcher, but is Lord Monraid and Leon Estraman. This is seen from where they are entering the throne room with the king. Alicent is seen submerging herself in water like she is drowning on purpose, and I wonder if this plays from the certain moment I mentioned before, blood and cheese. Either way, it's definitely interesting to see this and what drove her to this moment. The trailer ends with them saying this one is the true King Aegon and closes with a scene of a dragon that looks to be in shackles. Pretty interesting. So what I said before, that there's a theme in these trailers, it's pretty interesting that both trailers close with a dragon from their opposing sides. But that's been both the trailers. Let me know what you think's going to happen. And again, let me know if you want me to cover the blood and cheese moment, because yeah, I've heard it's horrific. I'm so excited for the show. Hot D Season 1 was really good. I really hope they go even further, though, with Hot D Season 2. I believe there's going to be 4 seasons to the show, but we're going to be covering every episode when they come out. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and have an incredible day.